Hold on, now. Let me go. Let me make sure my volume is on. Test. Okay, I'm good. All right, now let me get on. I'm right here on Coleman Street, by the way. They got like things where you can crosswalk right here. Yeah. But as y'all can see, what the title is right there. You can see what the title is. Sometimes you can pick up when you are surrounded by nothing but evil, because if you, whether you know it or not, a lot of our people have those demonic spirits on them, to where they are just like the enemy, because they have the spirit it doesn't hopped on them. Because when you ain't keeping the commandments, and when you ain't doing that kind of stuff, and you ain't submitting yourself to the God of Israel, and keeping the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of your ability, and and stuff like that, if you ain't doing the practice, if them laws are not being practiced amongst our people, then of course they gonna hate you just like the enemy do, the natural enemy, Esau, Idumea. You know, it's like when you walk out here in this society, you face captivity in different every all the time, everywhere, anything, in any way that you can. You ain't got to be doing nothing no more. You could just be walking, minding your own business, and people gonna bother you. And then family, they're conditioned by this evil entity, demonic entity too. They go along with the man, just like and in this Babylon Temple of Two. Um, I might need to read that again to show y'all what time period are we living in, and it's gonna show you the same way that our people are today. In this moment, it's still the same. It ain't no different from the time when they was forcing Christianity upon the people. It's no different. Like y'all know back in the day, right? They say that many of the Jews became Christians out of fear. That's a true saying. You know how I know it's true? The Babylon Temple of Two. That Rudolph Winsor, I'm trying to say that man's name right, but he was a black man that wrote this book. He ain't lied about none of what he said. He did research, and he's speaking it in his own way, in his own way, and he did a good job in breaking down the details. Let me show it to you. Babylon Temple of Two. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna go to page. I think it's 126, 24, page 24. Okay, I think yeah, page 26. It's on page 26. The latter did not obey their instructions too clearly, frequently seasoned young people of both sexes up to the age of 20. In many cases, parents smoothing, smoothing their offspring, they smothered their offspring in their farewell embrace. Next line. In others, they threw them into the walls in order to save them, into the wilds, I believe that's what it is, in order to save them from the disgrace of apostasy, and then killed themselves. Sometimes even old men were dragged to the churches and forcibly baptized by overzealous fanatics. That is dirty. These enemies are dirty. Herodias conditions like these and much worse. compelled many Jews to escape secretly out of the country. These black Jews went to Portuguese. Hold on, excuse me a minute. Let me rest my ankle right here. Stretch it because it got caught. All right. It says Herodias' condition, like these and much worse, compelling many Jews to escape secretly. They had to, why they had to do it secretly? Because it was a dangerous time because you being a sheep among wolves out of the country. These black Jews went to Portuguese colonizer possessions in Western Africa. Remember that the Portuguese colonies in, in Angola and a few islands near the African coast during the persecution in Portugal, thousands of Jews left the country. Thousands of Jews left the country. The Jews were leaving the country in such a large number. Then in 1499 and 1531, the kings published a decree forbidding the new Christians, black Jews, from leaving Portugal without special preeminences. At this time, many Jews became Christians out of fear. That's what I was talking about back there. Many Jews became Christians out of fear. Wait a minute, I might need to put that part on camera. Let's do that. Okay, I want to read that to you. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Hold on just a second. Backwards. Okay, here we go. Babylon Temple of Two, written by Rudolph Winsall. Okay, look what it says here. At this time, many Jews became Christians. Let's bring it up a little closer. Hold on, let me get my hand because I want to make sure people see that, and this will help those that. There we go. It says, at this time, many Jews became Christians out of fear, and many of them were known as secret Jews, practicing Judaism in secret under the guise of Christianity. Some some writers call these Jews normal Christians, Jews who were Jews who are Christians in name only, but practice Judaism in secret. In spite of all of the prejudice against the black Jews of Portugal, they exceeded in all the trades and skills and professionals and businesses. The wealth of the Jews was tremendous. Okay, Florida, nevertheless, in the year 1610, the Jews alone were worth 80 million ducats. That's what it is. Cats, ducats. The Jews dominated commercials and the experts trade so naturally the black Jews would engage in commercial and trade in many parts of Africa after they had left from after they had fled from Portugal. That's right. Exactly. Now let me turn this back around. I'm about to flip the camera back around to me. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna flip the camera back. All right. Yeah. So that part is very interesting. You know what I'm saying? And I'm studying this part over here too. I've been actually looking it just every day, man. I be spending time just learning, trying to learn, man. I read this early, but I did this off camera. It's called "The Black Jews of Angola," in the country called the Gaibon near the Congo. There were black Jews known as uh, Bam Bam Bambuba Bambabo. Some writers call them by various names, such as Ma. Ma. Bambu. Okay, hold on. It was some music up the road. Okay, my Yamba and Mal Mel Bam Me Bamboo Abba Ployer Yar Ployer Yar, a French writer, says that these Jews held the coast of Longo between the Congo River and Rhino Mamai Mam Mamai in, in Gabon. In 1776, their country began about 60 miles from the coast and extended north from the Congo about 200 miles in appearance. These black Jews had hardly distinguishable from the other Africans. It has been reported that these Jews practiced some divination and magic like the native Africans. However, they observed some Jewish ceremonies and lived in separate communities. What people you know that live in separate communities? I can relate to that one, sure enough. And you could look at Deuteronomy 28 and verse what 46. It says these curses will be upon them for a sign and a wonder. That's true. Not considering themselves native Africans. Just like me, I don't consider myself no native African. You know what I'm saying? I don't use them bywords and I don't sit up here and do all that. The villages of these Jews are, are stated, a station alone a stunning, a sun station along the Longo coast for more than a thousand, for more than 100 miles, even south of the Congo River. Godby writes that when they were in, in inaugurated when they were interrogated, my bad, when they were interrogated in regarding to their origin, some of these Jews said they migrated from the south, probably Angola, some from the north, probably in Nigeria. See what I'm saying? Some from other sides of the mountains, perhaps Ethiopians like the Portuguese Jews and Bam Booba, whatever that is. That. I think that's another language and like might be a Portuguese language or something. Jews were very active in commercials. Okay, yeah. But if you keep reading, man, I'm gonna look more into that because they got a lot of interesting information there. I showed some of it on camera. You see what I'm saying? I showed the part where like the point I'm making is about many of them became Christians out of fear. They converted to Christianity and Islam and all that out of fear because if they was afraid what would happen. Just like if you look at today, people tell me right now, they say, "Oh, you better be careful, man." Which they're telling the truth. You better be careful out here, man, because these people, you talking to you see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. They'll tell you better be careful because which you in Esau kingdom, and they can do what they want to you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they can do what they want. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they'll tell you, if your hand is in the lion's mouth, handle it easy like that. That's what they tell you. If when your hands are in the lion's mouth, you better handle it easy because in this society they can do what they want to you, although the enemies can do. You see what I'm saying? And do you know when they say that, you know what scripture go through my mind? The book of Judges, chapter 1, verse 1, where it talks about God told Samuel was speaking. I think it was like Samuel. He said, "Who will rise up against me, against the evildoers?" You see what I'm saying? Who will do that? And then it goes on down, and you go in Ezekiel. That's a prophecy Ezekiel spoke to. He said, "Be not afraid of their faces. Call them out for what they are." You see what I'm saying? call them out. You know, music everywhere you go is music. But I'm gonna come back, y'all. Hold on, I'll be back. But think about that though. Hopefully, this video is edifying, and I'm doing my best, man, is to keep these commandments and laws and stuff like that, man. I'm doing everything in my power to do so. Is to try to uh, keep these laws, man, and getting better and taking steps. So I'm gonna see y'all later. I'll be back.